A very warm welcome to all of you to this exciting and vibrant session. I feel humbled by your presence. Let me take you all for a sneak peek of NEP 2020. So, hitting the very first topic, what is NEP? National Education Policy 2020 envisions an India-centric education system that provides high-quality education to all, thereby transforming India sustainable into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society in the world. The policy envisages a new curricular and pedagogical structure for school education that is responsive and relevant to the needs and interests of learners at different stages of their development. This policy aims to shape an education system that benefits all of India's children. The NEP aims to reduce the curriculum content to its core essentials, focusing on key concepts and ideas in order that children are able to practice more critical thinking and, among other things, more analysis based learning. Now, coming to the benefits of New Education Policy 2020. Some of the important benefits of the New Education Policy 2020 are as follows. The new education policy will give importance to students' practical knowledge instead of just pushing them forward towards rote learning. It will help students to develop scientific temper from a young age. The NEP aims to make it easier to set up new quality of higher educational institutes which will be at par with the global standards. Since NEP will make it easier for foreign colleges to set up their campuses here, many students who are unable to go abroad due to multiple reasons will be able to experience it and get global exposure. Yes, this will promote value-based education. We now look at these so-called loopholes in the NEP so that they can be further addressed. First loophole, language. There are many viewpoints directly addressed at languages, that is, medium through which students will be taught in schools and the options available to them. First comes the problem of even introducing mother tongues into schools. India already faces a huge shortage of teachers. On top of this finding, a staff that is qualified to teach is a challenge in itself. Next comes the challenge of bringing forward material in each of the mother tongues. Say, for example, bringing forward textbooks of maths, social, in each of our mother tongues is a Herculean task in itself. Second, the increasing disparity between sections of society. The policy shows how students in government schools will be taught in the regional languages up to 5th standard, if not 8th. The private schools, however, will not take a step back in introducing English from the early stages. If a student only begins to learn English 7 years later to that of students in private schools, the difference will only add to those of learning a language in an environment that is not conducive to speaking, writing, and reading English. Even when it comes to providing material to students in regional languages or mother tongues, the NEP 2020 mentions that textbooks should be available in regional languages, but also must be downloadable and printable. It fails to address that less than 30% of Indians have smartphones. And if you and the people around you do not have one, it just shows us the fortunate category. Sorry. And if you and people around you do have one, it just shows us the fortunate category we are in and fortunate category of people we surround ourselves with all the times. Also, there is need of computers in order to learn to code. 4 year graduation program. The 4 year graduation program unfortunately lets go of most of the benefits after approving dropouts in the first year in order to change streams. What is the purpose of allowing dropouts in the later stages? Why should a student even wait to complete 4 years if he receives a diploma in 2? If he leaves immediately, he may have added 2 years of work experience instead of classwork. And on top of all, how will a child from a lower income background answer these questions if he is asked to take his diploma and start contributing to the family income? Although there may be a few minor loopholes, the new educational policy nevertheless is revolutionary. Yes, experiential learning through NEP. Future is all about practical and experiential learning. Learning through experience has no comparison. NEP recommends a hands-on experiential learning approach for conceptual understanding, also encouraging learners to explore topics across disciplines for holistic understanding. National Education Policy states curriculum content will be reduced in each subject to its core essentials to make space for critical thinking and more holistic, inquiry-based, discovery-based, discussion-based, and analysis-based learning. The mandated content will focus on key concepts, ideas, applications, and problem solving. Teaching and learning will be conducted in a more interactive manner. Questions will be encouraged, and classroom sessions will regularly contain more fun, creative, collaborative, and explanatory activities for students for deeper and more experiential learning. Experiential based learning methods, outbound training. In outbound programs, students are made to go through various outdoor activities where they will be required to face challenging situations as individuals and teams. This will help them to see the importance of communication, leadership, teamwork, planning, and delegation. Outbound training is one of the best platforms for personality development, confidence building, and team building. Practical knowledge paves way for better learning. Management games. Game-based skills ensures learning because students are able to put skills into practice and learning from their own situations, decisions, and mistakes. Improving soft skills like communicating skills is really hard to do by, for example, just reading a manual. Readers learn the techniques, do not actually acquire the skill itself. In a game based learning format, students overcome different game levels, and through this process, the game ensures each level of delivered educational content is actually learned. In short, the student learns the skill by practicing and improving. So, at the end of the course, he will be able to put the skill into practice in a real situation. Game based learning ensures not only skills learning but also builds self confidence. During the game, which by its one to one nature is safe, a player understands how to use the skills and how to apply them in different situations created by the simulator. By creating their own response to the game, students acquire new knowledge in the same way that they would do in real world but in a safe and zero risk environment. Team building activities. Team building games and activities are a great tool for helping students to learn to work together, listen carefully, communicate clearly, and think creatively. They also give our students the chance to get to know each other, build trust as community, and best of all, have fun. Adventure based learning. Adventure based learning programs the teacher or facilitator challenges a group to achieve a goal but does not explain how to successfully complete the challenge. Students must work to find a solution individually and together as a team and must communicate and learn from each other in order to be successful. Students begin to recognize the inner resources, strengths, and positive qualities within themselves and within their team. Reflecting and debriefing on the experience or adventure afterwards allows them to learn more about their personal behavior and contributions as well as groups and relate back to their everyday lives and routines to create positive change. Positive change often occurs when students individually and in groups face problem solving or risk taking situations. Adventure based learning programs have proven to be successful in meeting both educational and personal goals and conduct them in a safe, managed environment. Outdoor learning activities. Outdoor education and play support emotional, behavioral, and intellectual development. Studies have shown that students who learn outdoors develop a sense of self, independence, confidence, creativity, decision making, and problem solving skills, empathy towards others, motor skills, self discipline, and initiative. Drama, art, theater. Drama is an effective learning tool because it involves the student intellectually, physically, socially, and emotionally. Activities in improvisation, pantomime, playmaking, and scene reenactment serve to develop the creative potential in the participants and help to develop critical thinking skills. Simulation based learning. Simulations are instructional scenarios where the learner is placed in a world defined by the teacher. They represent a reality within which students interact. The teacher controls parameters of the world and uses it to achieve the desired instructional results. A simulation is a form of learning experience. Filmmaking. Filmmaking tells stories visually. Learning the craft of filmmaking involves mastering the art of visual storytelling and developing the skills of deduction, inference, and translation between words and images. Storytelling. Storytelling is an excellent tool. It helps explain expectations, strengthen character, and teach desired behavior within a workplace. When a speaker turns information into a relatable story with a lesson attached, it is easier for the audience to connect to and learn from it. Creativity games. Games designed specifically for the purpose of educating children can motivate self learning and problem solving skills to a great extent. Game-based learning plays important role in teaching by making students to collaborate, communicate, interact, and work in teams. Strategic games improve the functioning of brain. Using games in the classroom offers the following advantages. Students' engagement. Classroom games encourage students to become more involved in the learning process and interact with other students. When students are engaged in learning process, they are more likely to retain the information they are learning. Mystery games. Evaluation of sources and information is an important part of information literacy and research process. A murder mystery game challenges students to evaluate information from the course, verify the information using online searches, and demonstrate critical thinking skills in context of a game. Service learning. Service learning provides students with opportunities to develop civic engagement skills. By working with community members, students can enhance their group, organizational, and interpersonal skills. They also can gain important experience working with diverse members of their communities. Now, this is the flow chart illustrating students' experiential learning concept. Step 1, taking up action or activity. Step 2, give it a subsequent reading in an attempt to gain insights and develop understanding. Step 3, identify positives and continue action or activity with confidence. Identify negatives and develop ideas to improve and overcome. Select idea and apply improvements to action or activity. Now, learning cycle basically involves four stages, namely concrete learning. What concrete learning is? Engaging in an activity or experience, reflective observation, reflecting on the activity or experience, abstract conceptualization, gaining knowledge or skills from the experience, active experimentation, trying out and testing new skills and abilities. Effective learning can be seen when the learner progresses through the cycle. Yes. There are five distinct advantages experiential learning has over traditional classrooms instructor centering methods. First, ability to immediately apply knowledge. Experiential learning is an opportunity for learners to apply what they have been taught to solve real world challenges. Learners test their understanding of underlying principles, processes, and procedures and can experiment and adapt their practice to achieve best outcomes. Second, access to real time coaching and feedback. Achieving expertise requires practice and focused coaching based on what is observed during practice. Every experiential learning activity should include a debriefing session where learners receive feedback and coaching from experts and fellow team members. Third, promotion of teamwork and communication skills. Most errors in healthcare involve a breakdown in communication and teamwork. Because the care of patients is provided in a team, we should learn and practice in teams. Learning a book or listening to a lecture does not provide the same experience. You have to do it. Fourth, development of reflective practice habits. The gold standard in education is the person who can self monitor the effectiveness of his plan, anticipate outcomes, and develop contingency plans. We often refer to these people as experts. They are expert because they have had more experiences and have received more coaching than a non expert and have incorporated certain thinking disciplines into everyday practice. Experiential learning helps accelerate the journey from novice to expert. Fifth, accomplishments are obvious. Learners can improve and know they have improved in as little as an hour because of the feedback loop created by problem solving, feedback, and practicing again. In the traditional classroom setting, learners often do not know if they are on the path to success until they take an exam and a good score. Thank you, sir. I'm done.